Hey guys, my name is Angelia and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I've recorded. There's definitely reasons for that, which we will get into, but first we are doing a speed build right now. I built like a ranch farmhouse type thing. I don't really know. We're watching a lot of Yellowstone, so that's the reason why we're building like a homestead ranch lot. There's gonna end up being like two houses here, the main house and a smaller house, like if you have generations that are living together and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I had a lot of fun building this and I think it came out pretty well. This is just going to be the shell. It is already uploaded to the gallery, which you can find under AngeliaAnn on the gallery thing. Anyway, but yeah, I'm really proud of this build. I am currently furnishing it just on my own, so we'll see how long that takes me. It's probably gonna take me a hot minute because it's a pretty big build and I have a lot to furnish. But the entire outside is done. The shell is there and everything, and you can obviously remove stuff that you don't like or don't have. But anyway, so the reasons for my absence have been the past few months. It's been a lot going on. I haven't really talked about my health too much in terms of on YouTube and such. So back in late June, I did post that I had gotten a UTI. I've never had one before in my life, so I didn't know what was going on, so I wound up in the ER. Still trying to pay off that lovely bill because they charged me like 10 grand for basically nothing. Anyway, also you can see I was having some issues with the roofing on this. The smaller house that ends up being built, I had to go back and completely fix it because it was greatly upsetting me. But anyways, so that all happened, and then I had gotten a CT scan done like I think a week or so later. And then on July 5th, I got officially diagnosed with fatty liver disease. Now it is non-alcoholic fatty liver because I don't drink. So it was really weird for me that I'd gotten diagnosed with that in the first place. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's how. It happens when like your liver essentially filtrates through fat and stuff like that. So eating things like sugar, gaining some weight, eating fried foods and such, that all contributes to liver fat. And obviously the Western diet is not that friendly for livers. So I have had to switch my entire diet essentially to eating all Mediterranean food, which is fine because I am Mediterranean and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's been a lot. I was initially diagnosed with severe fatty liver, which means there's a lot of fat content in the liver, but fun fact, your liver does regenerate, kind of like a lizard, I guess. So you do regenerate portions of it every month, so you can reverse it if you just have fatty liver, or even the next level, which is NASH. So I've been trying to take care of myself. And I actually got a fibro scan done in November. And my liver has gotten better. I am now at a pretty mild fatty liver, so I am on the road to reversing it. This doesn't mean I can go back to eating whatever I want. I still can't. I still have to, you know, stick to this diet and not have fun foods, but my body doesn't even crave like In-N-Out or anything anymore. But that's mostly what's been going on in terms of my health. It's just been trying to deal with all of that because it was a lot to initially wrap my head around, because like making a huge life change like that was really messing with my mental health. I felt like I lost control of my own body. Like I felt like I didn't know myself anymore. So there was a lot of stress around that time and I was not in the best mental space with all of that. We also had some family emergencies going on and obviously the wedding. As of the time you guys are seeing this, it's going to be exactly a month before our wedding, because I'm probably going to be posting this on January 22nd. I'm recording it literally January 21st, but our wedding is February 22nd. So I've been in wedding monster mode to where like all I do is wedding stuff, and I feel like I'm just like a robot and I need to get back to doing what I like to do for my own sanity. So that's why we're back with The Sims. I plan on recording more and posting more content again. It still might be a little bit slow until after the wedding because obviously I'm very busy and I still have stuff I need to get finished and, you know, get taken care of and make sure that we have everything crossed off our lists, that everything gets done. But yeah, we're like in final countdown mode, so the wedding is very, very soon, and I'm freaking out about it. Not in a bad way. I'm not like changing my mind about whom I'm marrying or anything like that, but it's, you know, it's the stress of it all. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on with me. If anyone ever wants to talk about fatty liver, if you have any questions or have your own issues with it, please let me know. I would be more than happy to chat, because I felt very isolated because no one I knew in my personal life has ever gone through this, so I felt like completely alone in terms of it, which also attributed to me not wanting to do much. But yeah, so we're here building a little farm plot thing. I kind of modeled it after several pictures that I was looking at the moment. So if you see me like continuing to move my mouse and tabbing in and out, it's because I was filtering through a floor plan type of thing. I was looking at, I don't know if you want to call it a floor plan, but like, you know, a map out of someone's farm and stuff like that to see kind of how it was situated. So yeah, so there's a lot of farming plots or whatever you want to call them here. We have this area, and then there's another smaller area kind of in the back, which you'll see me start to build soon. But yeah, so this video is going to end up being pretty darn long. I had to speed this up to 700% just to knock it down to about 20 minutes, because it wound up being very, very long. When I was building it, it didn't feel like it took me as long as it apparently did. So I'm still kind of shocked about how long this video actually was going to be. Like, without me speeding it up, it was about 2.5 hours long. So it took me a while. It took me a few days to build this, but I trucked through it. Usually it takes me a lot longer because I usually space it out, but I was like really feeling this build and I was like, no, I gotta do it. So yeah, so there's a lot of cottage living stuff. There's some from like Strangerville, I think. Obviously Seasons, because I use Seasons stuff in just about everything. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out. You will see me messing around with the colors of the house later on. I really wanted to put that arch as like an entryway into the entire estate, but it just didn't fit with that width that was right there, so I didn't do it. I just wanted it to feel very put together, but also kind of messy and lived in. It was a whole thing, and yeah, I used these bushes because apparently I decided, no, let's not make it easy on myself. Let's individually place a bush and then turn them all around because I didn't like the way they were facing. But yeah, so there's also gonna be a barn in the back. I just like scratched myself with my fingernail. But there's gonna be a little barn in the back. It's completely empty. Only because I was intentionally leaving it empty for blah blah, I don't know what I'm saying, to use as additional planting areas, because you know sometimes the plants need to be sheltered, especially in the winter and the summer and all that fun stuff. So I intentionally left it empty for you to move your plants inside if you need to. That was my entire goal behind that. I like to have little spaces that I can do that. This is the barn actually right now. It doesn't stay there. You're gonna see me messing around with the layout once I get the secondary house built. Man, it took... I couldn't find doors that I liked, so I ended up taking those doors out completely, and we just kind of opened that part. And then I believe I ended up making the barn wider, because I was like, I need more room for my plants. But the barn turned out pretty darn cute, and it kept removing my ceiling, so I had to put in the roof already, and it was a whole thing. I was gonna do a straw roof, but I was like, I don't ever see a barn with a straw roof. I thought it looked cool, but I'm like... I ended up changing it. But I'm very happy with this build. The secondary house was also very, very cute. There's like also a little outdoor movie area. There's a little grill and stuff. But yeah, so if your Sims are into farming and you want a multi-generational area to live in, this might be the lot for you. Again, it is up on the gallery as a shell. Only because I will also post the furnished version of it once I get that done. If I ever get that done. I've only done the master bedroom so far because there's a lot of space. I keep telling myself, you need to do it one room at a time to not stress myself out over it, because I will stress out. Also, this is the roof that gave me a ton of problems. You will eventually see me cut away from here, and I did it on my own because I was getting so frustrated, and I didn't want to take up like 2 hours of me trying to mess with this stupid roof. So, at some point, you will see like a break, and then the roof's just gonna magically be done. It wasn't magic. It took me about an hour and a half. I don't know why this roof was confounding me. I think it's because when I build, I tend to have a picture up of what I kind of want it to look like, just so I can reference it, and especially with the roofing, and it just, the actual roofing was not realistic to The Sims. You know how some things are just better done in real life than The Sims, like you just don't have those certain capabilities. Yeah, this was one of those situations. So I had to make the roof my own, to try to make it a little bit more seamless. I didn't like the clunky way. Yep, there it is. There's the finished roof. It looks a lot better now than it initially did. So I'm very happy with it. I do believe these are kind of around the final placements for these houses. You're gonna see me messing around with it right now. I think I start moving it. Yeah, you can see me start shifting things around. So this is very, very close to the final placements. I just kind of left it alone right here because I'd wanted to work on the little chicken coop and stuff like that and have that little area done. There are kind of small things I might have changed between the end of this video and it actually being uploaded. Like I think the little fence around the chicken coop, I think I shifted it over one just to give a little bit more space because I didn't like that it was flush up against that archway. Yeah, see here, I'm trying to move stuff around and decide how I want things placed because I kind of want them off center. I wanted to feel a little more realistic. And yeah, I wanted to make the barn a little bit bigger just to give, you know, more room for plants because plants. I didn't like the barn over there because, okay, listen, I'm all about like balance, like with colors and houses and stuff like that. I really want to go balance. So to me, the lot itself did not feel balanced. So I had to shift the house back over to the other side. That way there's a house on one corner and a house on the other corner and the opposite ends. To me, that felt better. If you don't like it that way, you can totally change it. But for me, it was better. So yeah, here's another little farming area. I kind of misplaced a little bit. You'll see me space it out. Yeah, there we go. Why did I take those away? Oh, that's right. I didn't like the way they looked. I decided that having those little planters was better. You can put like trees back there, which I think would actually be really, really pretty, just kind of surrounding the house, having like apple trees and lemon trees and such. Here I'm just kind of putting down items I knew I wanted to use. There's definitely some eco lifestyle stuff in here because I did put down that little water thingy, the mites, and the vertical flower garden thing. I haven't really used that stuff too much, so if I end up finally using this house for something, I will. I put in a few bee boxes just because we have so much farmland that I thought it was a good idea to have that. So, oh man, this little back area for some reason gave me so much trouble. I think I end up making it a little bit smaller from what I remember. I was trying to put like a little awning there. I liked that one, but it just, when you upscaled it, it just gets a little bit too big for what I wanted, and that I love that one, but it just didn't make sense in a farm setting. You know, like yeah, so we went with this one. It's supposed to be up against a wall. I believe that came with high school years. It's supposed to be up against a wall, but I did have move objects on, so again, if you do want this lot, make sure to have bb.moveobjects turned on prior to placing. Now we're doing my favorite thing of terrain paint, which I don't actually hate doing terrain paint. I quite like it, but it also stresses me out because, again, I'm all about balancing and making things look a little bit more realistic, even though I know it's The Sims. Because, you know, natural grass isn't just like blunt green grass unless it's artificial turf. So especially in a farm situation like this, there's going to be a little bit darker areas, a little bit brighter. So I wanted to kind of emphasize that. I put in a little swing set just in case there are kids, you know, for fun. That area I end up putting like broken fences in, because I had the live edit objects, I believe it is, open, because I do have the better build by the better build and buy mod in my game, just to make it easier so I don't have to type in cheat codes all the time, because like, who wants to do that all the freaking day? Especially when you're like in the zone of building. I couldn't be bothered with it, so I do have that mod. you should still be able to download this with no problem because it is stuff that's in the game. It just makes it a little bit easier to unlock it. I'm obsessed with these little rock pathway markers. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like in my builds, I guess last year now, because this is my first video of 2023 and definitely not the last, especially again now that the wedding's coming up and going to be over in like a month and a half. It'll be a little bit easier for me to actually sit down and record because I'm not going to be stressed out about painting something or building something for the freaking wedding. But yeah, so I really like these. I wish they came in more varieties. Like, I wish we had a little bit more of them in the game because I really like using them and I think they're very, very cute. I wish you didn't have to use, like, buy debug and the live edit stuff just to get them. But yeah, it takes forever to individually place it and resize them all just to make it look a little bit more realistic, you know, but I think the end result always pays off. I do think there might be another time jump with the pathway specifically because I add another path to it that connects from the like chicken coop area to there because I was like, oh, this will look nice if we have like multiple paths, you know. And we do end up lighting this up. Those bushes cost 0 simoleons because they are from the live edit, which is another one of my favorite tricks to make your lots not super duper expensive if you need plants and stuff like that, is to use live edit and such. Because they cost 0 simoleons, which means they don't cost anything for your bills. So that makes me a very happy girl because my lots tend to be very expensive. Because I put so much garbage in it. But I'm still very pleased with this entire build, and Scott's very happy with it because again, we're super into Yellowstone right now, so you know, anything ranch-like and stuff we're liking. We have watched 1923 as well, the one with Harrison Ford, which is the prequel series to Yellowstone, and we've watched, I think is it 1883? The prequel series? But yeah, that show is very, very good. I'm not super into Western. Yeah, see, there's another little pathway there. I knew I did that off camera. I think I forgot to press record because I was talking to Scott on the phone, and I completely forgot. But it's there now, so that's fun. I love that little egg chair. It's like one of my favorite things that they have added. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Also, Joey says I use too many rugs, but like, listen, I feel like rugs help to fill up a space, add a little bit more color and variety, and I like them, so the rugs are staying. At least I'm not using the bubble rug anymore. At least not in this build yet. In children's rooms, I tend to. I also have noticed I prefer circular rugs because I feel like when they're square, I have an issue with placing them. Like, it always just feels like such a blunt cutoff, and I don't like that. But yeah, we're doing like the little patio area here, adding in some lights around because I realized it was very, very dark outside. We added a little grill area. I think I do grab some little countertops and everything, and then I have to like scoot that guy back because they don't. I wish with certain grills they would make matching counters that they just kind of, you know, sit in, because to me a lot of people do that. I think my cousins actually do that, and it's really nice. I don't know. Anyway, here is the outside of the secondary house. I do believe I add in windows, which you can totally change. Actually, as of right now, because again I am furnishing this and decorating it on the inside, a lot of these windows have changed position, they've gotten deleted, etc, etc. I just place them just to make it feel a little bit more complete and more aesthetically pleasing, so if you don't like the window placements, please by all means change it. I will not be offended. I know certain things just don't work with certain builds and all that fun stuff. Like, you don't want a giant window in your bathroom. That would be unfortunate. I really wanted to do I wanted to do the same brick but in a different color for this house. And I kept going with dark, and I was like, this just doesn't look right. I wanted something kind of in between the dark brown and the light brown, but there was nothing. This one was a bit too yellowy for me. That one was a bit too greeny and dark. Is that the one I went with? This is the one I ended up going with. It's like a slight cream color. And it felt like it just worked better with this particular house, because the one on the back is a little bit more brown toned. But yeah, I liked the way it looked. I think I'm actually almost about done with this build. It looks like I'm just doing landscaping here. So I will leave the rest of this to music, and you can enjoy it as much as you would like if you do. But yeah, I'm very happy with this build. I think it looks nice. I'm not sure exactly which packs have been used in its entirety. Again, I know cottage living for sure, some high school years, a little bit of Strangerville, if only because of the doors. I love their doors. Seasons because of the windows, and the inside doors are definitely all Seasons. I use so much of the Season stuff, like, those items are fantastic. I'm just saying. I think that mailbox is from Get Together. It's like my favorite mailbox. I'm pretty sure it's from Get Together. Oh yeah, here's where I'm like plunking. I'm just throwing down items so I wouldn't forget it. I think I actually used that bridge too. Again, I'm kind of obsessed with that bridge. I wish we had more little pieces for it. That would make my life a lot better. But yeah, I'm just tossing down items so I don't forget to use them, or that I wanted to at least try to incorporate them. So yeah, we're just kind of cluttering up the yard, making it look a little bit more realistic and lived in, putting down some hay and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoy this video. I will include some screenshots at the very end. There's only gonna be like 4, if even that, because like when you're doing the outside, you don't really need to see the crap on the inside. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoy this and that you're looking forward to future videos, because they will be coming back. Again, life has just been hectic and crazy, and it's been a whirlwind past couple of months. It felt like there was so much on my shoulders, and thankfully my liver kind of alleviated a little bit once I got the news that it was a little bit better than it was before. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!